Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 3 consisting of Ziezull Fattah, Nurul Nadhirah, Nurazidah and myself, Amalin Sofea. Based on the webinar conducted last Friday by Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Sharul Muhammad Nazir, the topic being discussed is about our changing climate. For the introduction, Dr. Sharul briefed us about the current situation of climate changing and also global warming. In addition, he also shared about his journey to the Arbuckle Island, the West Peninsula of Antarctica, as a part of YPASM and MARP program. The purpose of this project is to measure the isoprene mixing of a peninsula Antarctica emitted by marine algae or seaweeds. Isoprene is the largest biogenic emission that can be found in the marine environment.
Global warming refers to the rise of global temperature mainly due to the increasing concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. However, people tend to confuse this term with climate change. Climate change, on the other hand, refers to the increasing changes in the measure of climate over a long period of time, which include the precipitation, temperature, and the wind pattern. According to the NOAA, the decadal global land and ocean surface average temperature anomaly from the year 2011 to 2020 was the warmest that has been recorded, with the surface global temperature of plus 0.82 degrees Celsius above the average. This surpassed the previous decadal record in 2001 until 2010 value of plus 0.62 degrees Celsius. In 2020, the Northern Hemisphere land and ocean surface temperature was the highest at plus 1.28 degrees Celsius above the average. Meanwhile, the annual Southern Hemisphere land and ocean surface temperature was the fifth highest on the record. There are high annual temperature over land and ocean surface across the Europe, Asia, Southern Northern America, South America, and also across the Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific Oceans. Thus, we can say that 2020 is the year that is warmer than average across the globe. Greenhouse effect is a process that occurs when the gases in the Earth's atmosphere traps the heat from the sun. This process makes the Earth much warmer than it would be without an atmosphere, which makes the Earth a comfortable place to live. The greenhouse effect on the Earth works the same way as the glass greenhouse. The gases at the atmosphere, such as the carbon dioxide, traps the heat same way as the glass roof of the greenhouse. During the day, sun shines through the atmospheres and the Earth's surface warms up. At night, the Earth's surface cools, releasing the heat back into the air, but some of the heat is trapped by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere.
Next, for the effect of global warming on sea life is coral reef bleaching. Coral reefs are the most productive ecosystem, providing a place for feeding and breeding grounds to numerous marine organisms around the globe. Coral reefs support more species per unit area than any other marine environment, including 4,000 species of fish, 800 species of hard corals, and hundreds of other species. At the end of 20th century, scientists realized that a new threat to the world coral reef existed. Corals are extremely sensitive to changes in temperature. If temperature are increased even by just 1 or 2 degrees above the normal maximum for a few days, coral exhibit a stress response called coral bleaching. The relationship between the corals and the zooxanthellae breakdowns and the coral lose their color and become white or bleached. These bleached corals are still alive, but they are weakened. If conditions continue for too long, they can die. Scientists have already seen dramatic increase in the number of extreme coral bleaching events since 1970s and have linked this to a warming of the ocean related to the climate change caused by human activity. By burning fossil fuels, human activity has released large amounts of greenhouse gas carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This heat-trapping gas help warm the lower atmosphere, Earth's surface, and the ocean water. Future predictions are that ocean will continue to warm. Some scientists have predicted that most coral reefs will be regularly affected by devastating coral bleaching events by 2050, and many will be lost. Next is rising sea level. The rise in temperature, even to a few degrees, could lead to a melting of ice shelves that hold back glaciers. This results in rising sea levels. For example, the Larsen area of North Antarctica, south of Chile, and Argentina have lost more than 5,200 square miles of area due to the melting of glaciers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ziezull Fattah bin Zainol and I will present about the example of case study. The title of the study that we chose is Distribution and Drivers of Marine Isoprene Concentration Across the Southern Ocean. This study aims to identify which areas of the South Ocean are most relevant in terms of isoprene concentration, and to detect the main biological and abiotic drivers of isoprene concentration distribution across contrasting environmental conditions. For the results and discussion, it can be seen in the general patterns of isoprene surface concentration in the Southern Ocean. We found that higher isoprene concentrations occur in waters with high temperature and chlorophyll A, and a higher isoprene concentration is observed at water temperatures of 15 degrees Celsius and a latitude of 40 to 45 degrees south.
As a conclusion, the isoprenes mixing ratios over Peninsula Antarctic emitted by marine algae or seaweeds were much higher compared to the plants on tropical rainforests, where the ratios is approximately 5 part per billion and 1 part per billion respectively. However, even the biogenic emitter can emit high amount of greenhouse gases, that does not mean the gas emitted by human activities such as transportation, deforestation, and many more will be less hazardous to the environment. Therefore, as scientists, we must continue to do research in this field so that we can discover more about the environment and eventually share the knowledge to the people. I think that's all from our group. Thank you very much.